What's up, everybody? I'm trying to figure something out. Yeah. There you go. Get that back. Alright, that's better. I'm just trying to turn this music down. Cool. Alright, so should be working good. Cool. Got you guys like at a different angle today so you can hopefully see better. Yeah. So, what are we gonna go over? I don't think I gotta go over anything. We're good. So he's I guess I do gotta go over some stuff. The images, the link to this image, you could go ahead and download it for free so that you could try this whole exercise at home on your own time with your own paint, with your own colors, with your own airbrush, with your own hands. You can try it. It's free. Down in the description, you can get this link to this picture, print it out, trace it out, whatever you want to do, and then you can cut it out. All I've done is used a little bit of spray adhesive, stuck it on a piece of heavy paper. Hold on. It is 140-pound paper, which is pretty thick, and it's meant for like watercolors and stuff. And then I used a regular sheet of, printing paper, really thin piece of paper, to draw our design on. I went ahead, stuck it on here, then I cut it all out with a blade. That's what I've done to get it up to this point. Nothing special, just stick it on the paper or on whatever you're gonna be painting it on, and you're ready to go. What's up, Stephen Ward? What's up, Jim? How's it going? Jim Modesto. Stephen Ward and Jim Modesto, how you guys doing? As always, if you like these videos and you want access to the chat that's over here, and access to the videos and a lot of stuff, you click the join button down below. Down over here somewhere, there's a join button. You can click that and get yourself informed of all the perks that are available for Skull Squad members. Appreciate all the support, as always, especially lately with stuff that's been happening around here. Yeah, I really appreciate the support. It helps a lot, and it's just nice to know that the videos are appreciated and that you guys don't take them for granted. For granted. I have a friend that says, this is for granted. Don't take it for granted. So yeah, thank you to anybody who's watching, but especially if you're a part of the Skull Squad, super mega thank yous, because yeah, these last couple months have been actually kind of rough. I've been trying not to talk about it, but it's been slightly rougher than usual. What's up, Ray Evans? How's it going? Can you guys hear me pretty good? You guys should be able to hear me great today. So I'm actually wearing the microphone today instead of just having it up, so hopefully you can hear me pretty good. Hopefully the music's not too loud. And yeah, so all I've done is taken off the outside peel, and we're gonna just stick that aside. I'm gonna be working with 3 different colors today. I'm gonna be using that illustration light blue. I like that. I'm gonna just using some Createx transparent bright yellow. It's a little bit important that it's transparent because we're gonna be laying it over the transparent light brown. So that's the 3 colors I'm gonna be using. Transparent light brown, transparent bright yellow, and opaque illustration light blue. I mean, a regular light blue would work, any kind of blue, whatever background blue that you like for your water to be, that's the blue you should use. I'm also going to use a little bit of 4011 reducer to reduce the paints to make them flow a little better. So yeah. So go ahead, and I'm going to start with the blue. So just going to rinse this out real quick. Oh, might help if I have some air pressure. Hold on. The web You see the web of hoses? Can you guys see that on camera? Maybe if I get out of the way. There's like a web of hoses right here. I need to find a better system to keep all these hoses in line. So yeah, let me just finish rinsing this out. So I'm just going to take a little bit of reducer, put it in there, just a little bit, like a few drops, just to make sure this opaque light blue kind of gives us a good nice flow. Gonna shake it up real good. So yeah, hopefully you guys have been having a good holiday season, a good December so far. Yeah, stuff's been kind of on the downside over here this month, with a lot of factors having to go into it. Not a, but the one saving grace is honestly you guys and anybody who's been ordering the stencils. You guys are awesome. Let me turn down this pressure. I'm gonna put about 20 psi. It's like 23 psi, something like that. And all I'm gonna do is I'm just lay some blue, go all the way around first, and hit all the edge of the seahorse with the light blue. Go over it again, just to make sure we get a good coverage, nice and even. Right, then I don't know, I'm just gonna make like some waves. Maybe go on side to side here. Just do a few strokes. Just get your hand loose for the work you're about to do. Do a little background work, just nice and easy. Few strokes side to side, nothing crazy. Yeah, I like to say nice and easy and do it nice and easy and get yourself used to the fact that maybe doing this stuff is easy compared to other stuff. I like the comments that say, oh, you make it look so easy. But that's just, in my head, it puts the idea that you're making it seem hard. And it's not hard. You should feel like you're just easing into it and just kind of, laying your strokes around. If you want to lay some bubbles, like how we did with the octopus, I mean, you could do that route too. I'm just kind of going different route with this one. And just kind of give them this flared out background here, just to make them stand out. Gonna have us a nice popping seahorse here. Blend out those fades a little bit, make sure I get that edge really good. Just want to make sure that edge is like the darkest blue, the darkest light blue that I can manage. Just gonna make sure it's right up on that edge. Cool. And we can rinse out the blue, and then we'll start working our way down with some brown. So we're gonna mix up brown next. Yeah, that was about the perfect amount of blue because there was just like a little bit left in there, just a little dribble. So it's another thing you got to kind of get good at is gauging how much color you want to mix. Unless the other option would be to get a bunch of like those containers, like the mixing containers, and mix up a good amount and save it for next project. But I just like mixing up what I'm going to use right up in the cup, so it's all up to your preference, really. I feel comfortable mixing colors, and I feel comfortable that I could kind of match it again if I have to. I know a lot of people are not that comfortable, so it's all up on you. Again, just put a little bit of light brown, and I'm just gonna about 20% reducer to 80% paint. Just a little bit of reducer. Tad bit. I'm looking for my lid. Then we're gonna shake it up. You struggle a long time with starting an artwork and stuffing it up, but yeah, you do get over it. Yeah, I guess you could, you know, if it's all about in your mind, really. If you overhype it, you know, if you make it seem like it's really hard, it will be really hard. But if you lay down the fundamentals right, if you've got your dots, your lines, and you know how to make hard lines and shaded lines, then all you have to do is apply those same basic fundamentals to what we're doing here. So a little bit of, you know, faded out dagger strokes. It should just, you know, it should just flow off your finger. You shouldn't have to think too much. If it's still like something that you're kind of hesitating on, I would just recommend practicing more dagger strokes until you get them down. Like where you see me, where I'm just one after the other, because that just means your finger's ready to just control the paint. Again, get used to not letting go of that air too. It's a big one. I'm gonna start all the way down here at the bottom, and we're gonna kind of go down this middle row. Right, and unfortunately we have to go one by one because of the way that these are kind of hit. We want that brown shadow going down. So let me zoom you in so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So you can see here, we're at the very tail, right? And what I'm trying to do is we have a shadow going from the top, right, towards the bottom. Just kind of blend it going down, all the way down. So we're gonna move on to the next one. We got the camera angles today so you guys can see. Right, and now again, I'm just gonna go from the top. Just kind of blend it going down. Just a little bit of brown, and I chose brown and yellow because it's pretty close to the original picture, what it is. See, but if the whole thing about having to go one by one is if we pulled off this one at the same time I was doing the shadow on this one would get dark overspray on this edge where we don't want it. We want that darkness to be on this side, not over here. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. What's up, Justice? How's it going? Long time no talks. Yeah, exactly. It took me a while to get there too. I'm not going to say I was there right away, you know. But that's why we practice, and I tell you guys to practice. And when people message me asking how did I get so good, and the answer is practice. So here on this one, you see how it's at the very top? I'm actually going to just shade the top of this right here. Just real quick, maybe even hit the edges a little bit. But real carefully just hit that edge. Nothing crazy. And then we're going to leave that one again. And we're going to start over here at the very bottom. See, this is like the crescent of the bottom here. Same thing, we're going to hit the top and shade it around. Boom. And then we're going to start with this side. And actually, you could kind of do two at a time here, because you could take off that one and this side here. All you want to do is hit that. Let me move it so you guys can see. Alright, so I took off these two, and I'm going to do the right side on this one and the left side on this one, right? So it's going up and going up. Something like that. Just ease it. You don't have to hit it dark, just a nice light spray. That's all you need. Moving on to the next one. And it's a, you know, it's a piece by piece kind of thing, but totally worth it because you'll get all these nice impressions onto the seahorse. And I spent a lot of time looking at a seahorse before I actually felt comfortable to paint it, because unlike a lot of things, it has weird shapes on it. Like, it has these scaly things, but it also has kind of like an outdoor, like an outer skeleton kind of thing going on. So there's like a lot of weirdness to it. You know, it's not just like it's not just like fur, you know, all across. It has like these ribs, and then it has like little dots, and there's texture, and then some of them have patterns along the texture, and there's a lot going on, not to mention the shape and the, you know, the way it's all together. And with that, I came up with a design that, you know, it's pretty straightforward. I could show you this, and I could feel confident if it's your first time, or if it's, you know, your 50th time airbrushing, or you're just a pro or whatever. This stencil right here, it'll prove pretty helpful if anybody ever asks you to airbrush them a seahorse, and you really want to make something photorealistic, you know, or realistic enough. This is one of the easiest methods, aside from doing one completely freehand or something, you know. So here again, I'm just doing this, but I'm gonna start at the same time. I'm gonna move this one here on this side. We're gonna leave the center one here, but we're also gonna go back down way back here to this one, and we're gonna start, you know, we're gonna do those as I'm going up over here as well. So zoom you guys out. So as you can see, I'm working it here, here, and I'm gonna keep moving up on this row. So kind of like 3 rows at once. Right, and that's so you don't have to kind of keep constantly going back and forth. On this one, I'm just gonna go ahead, since it's the crescent at the bottom, just hit the top of it, simple. This one, shade it from the top going down. Right. And the same thing on this one. You could kind of work both sides again. And over here, we can move one up here. We can move one up here. And so again, I was just trying to think what's the best way to do it, and also, you know, not have to work so hard to get all these segments in here. Now, being that I'm in Colorado, I didn't get to paint too many seahorses in my lifetime. But when I was working down in Houston, they did come in every now and then, people that were heading down towards the beach. Even though I'm pretty sure seahorses are not like in that area. I don't know, but people, you know, sea turtles, seahorses, and sharks on a shirt with their name. It says Texas, you know, 2002 to 2005. So like that. Oh, I peeled off one too many there. That's all right. Just use if you peel off like one like that, you can just use your finger or a piece of tape, or you can put it back. Either way. have to wash my hands when I go inside anyway, so might as well get them dirty. That one off, this one off, this one, and it's just a little slow moving process, but again, once we get it all peeled off and you start laying in some yellow, it really gives it that nice. They're also kind of like translucent, right? So the light kind of shines through them, so that's why I'm kind of doing it really light. So yeah, now that we've moved past the fin here at the back, we could also start the fin. So again, this design is, you know, not basic by any means because there's a lot going on, but if you wanted to go on and kind of start laying in texture on each of these spots, right? This is kind of where I say your own personal skill comes in, right? I'm just doing the shading just to kind of give you what the basic example is going to look like, and I could also go back freehand and add some texture when I'm done. But if you want to use these edges to build some texture, right? If you want to kind of feel like he has a little bit of ripples and stuff here, you could do that now instead of later, and it'll save you the overspray if you're not so good at controlling that. So just working it nice and easy, nice and slow. It's kind of the reason I like doing these live streams, is because people get to see it in real time happening, and you have a chance to follow along with me. What up, Dennis? How's it going? How is it going? Right, One by one, that's all we're doing. One by one, going down. All of them are getting the shading, just kind of going around and down. You don't have to go too heavy with it. We're using the light brown for a reason. Just woke up. Dang. So you'll be heading to work soon, I guess, huh? It's good that you're working though, man. I was saying earlier, it's like I'm starting to feel the effects of people not working because it's been kind of slow. And it doesn't look like it's going to pick up anytime soon. Luckily we had some Christmas orders and stuff, kept us busy. People ordering stencils, that was pretty nice, a little boost. And then, oh, and the YouTube. It's not a whole lot, you know, but it pays a bill, which is nice to not worry about one bill. So again, just thank you guys all for watching. Next week for the stream, I'm gonna try to get on pretty early. Christmas Eve is on Thursday, and I'm probably just doing some kind of freehand design, but I'm also gonna be going around, going over some stats for the year, like some milestones the channel hit, as well as, you know, just general comparative stats to the year before, to kind of go over and, you know, show you guys kind of what we got done this year and maybe what we're gonna get done next year. I gonna be honest, and next week was when I had planned to do like the Christmas giveaway, but with the way things have been going, I'm gonna have to postpone that for later on in the year once things pick back up, especially because I just had to replace the heater and all this. So it's kind of sad, but you know, we're still trucking along. Oh, here, let me get you guys zoomed out. All I did is just go one by one all the way around and just get them a nice shadow going up. Now I'm gonna take off the meat and potatoes. So if you cut out your stencils, you're gonna have a bunch of these little lines left on the edge. You're gonna wanna leave those, and we're gonna take off like the exoskeleton part, right? So we're gonna take this off around all the way. So yeah, tune in next week. We're gonna be going over everything. Should be pretty interesting to see stats from the year before compared to this year. Oh, come on, none of those cut. None of those cut. I want those. They gotta stay. There you go. Get all those. Get all that off of there. What's up, Jesus? Dang, Dennis moving on up, son. Hell yeah, good job, dude. So now that we have all those, right? See these little squigglies left? All we're gonna do is kind of hit the edges on those. Just nice and carefully hit those edges. Just wherever you see one of those, hit that edge. You don't have to hit it super hard, just a nice little shadow is all you need. Go all the way around right there. There you go. Right? Now you see all these where they intersect. Just kind of do like a little C, you know, like, or a U. A U is probably the proper one. Just do a little U with your brown. Nice little U. Anywhere where you see that these kind of intersect. All the way around. There you go. Now we're going to load up the yellow. Hopefully you can still hear me pretty good over the compressor. I'm going to load up some yellow. And then we're not going to take off those strips yet. We're going to load up the yellow. And the yellow is kind of pretty easy. So let me just load it up. I'll show you. So just a little bit of yellow, about 20% reducer. And we only need like a little bit, so I'm just a little bit mixing. Throw the lid back on. The lid always runs off on me, man. What's up, James? How's it going? Alright, so I'm just loading up yellow. And we're using the transparent bright yellow. And all I'm going to do is kind of go around. And it's transparent, so you should be able to just lay it right over that brown. And I'm just going to follow the skeleton, right? So we're painting this, the kind of the ribs, whatever these things are called, the exoskeleton part. So anywhere you see one of those, kind of just go over it. Bam! Nothing too crazy. Now we can take off rest of the paper here. Compressor's loud. Let's take all that paper off now. I make it look so easy. What's up, Jesus? I just seen you who said, what's up? What's up, man? Alright, so now we got that, and we have that outer edge, that kind of the outer glow. We have our seahorse all in there, and it honestly looks pretty cool just like that. But this is kind of where you would come in with some brown. I'm just going to throw in a little bit of brown into our mix here. To our mix of the yellow. I'm gonna just throw a little bit of light blue in with there just so it changes it up a little bit. A little bit of reducer. Right, and all I'm gonna do is mix up like a different tone so we can give it some texture, and yeah. But from here, again, it's your own personal skill how far you want to take it and how much detail you want to give it. But even just like that, it's a pretty good looking little seahorse. Considering these things are like this big, in real life they're like little tiny things. They don't get very big, so I still don't understand why they called it a seahorse. But whatever, not my. Alright, we have our nice brown in there. So now from here, like, if you really wanted to get in here, you know, and just start giving it some texture, like I was saying earlier, kind of give them some nice ripples. Maybe double down on your little again, it's your own personal skill. Like I said, they don't have much in the way of darkness, but if you want to do some black, maybe like for the pupil of the eye, stuff like that, I would recommend looking at seahorse pictures because, like I said, they are kind of a more on the weird side kind of creature. I guess for the ocean, they're not that weird, but comparatively to animals, they are one of the weird ones. So again, just kind of going in there. So you bring a little bit of that onto that white, just a little bit, but you want to let that white kind of look like it's shining onto it. And that's kind of what kind of make it look like it's almost see-through, you know. So that's kind of how they look in the water when obviously when they take a picture and the picture flashes. It almost looks like they're glowing kind of because the light kind of shines through them. They don't have like scales. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It makes me want to hold one because I want to know what it feels like in my hand. What does a seahorse feel like when it's in your hand? But definitely I would recommend looking at pictures of real seahorses or actual seahorses. I don't know, has anybody ever held a seahorse or knows what it's like? I'd be interested. See these back here, these kind of bones on the what do you call this back here? His fin, on the back fin. Jeez, why can't I think of words? You know, like how you hold fish, and fishes feel weird, especially with the scales and stuff, and they're, you know, certain fish can actually hurt you just by holding them. Some of them have really sharp fins, and then some of them have like scales that, if you're not holding it careful, like the scales kind of like rub up onto your skin. So yeah, just kind of go around. But I think I give you guys a pretty good idea how to use that stencil real quick. Give you guys a good shape and definition, as well as having that outer glow. It's I think I explained that pretty good, why you want that. It just gives it a more kind of realistic effect, like a real one. Anybody who's seen a picture of one, like an actual one, or has a tank with one, because that's all I've only seen them like in fish tanks out near the coast. Same with the little tiny shark things that they have in there. They're sharks, yeah, but they're not like the sharks that you think in like Jaws sharks. That's what. First time I ever went to the coast like that and seen. They're like, yeah, you can have shark. You can eat shark if you want. I'm just like, what? Yeah, it's like there's actually lots of kind of sharks. Cool. But yeah, I would just recommend going in with some black here. I get some black here. I'll just do this. Do you ever sharpen your needle or polish it? No, there's no need to do either one of those things. So I'm just gonna add black into our mix here that we have going. That's all I'm gonna do. And it ain't gonna take much, but like, okay, that was a lot more than I was thinking. But even just a few drops would change it pretty drastically. But a big old drip went in there, so. Yeah, there's really no need to sharpen or polish your needles. In the past I've tested and done it before, and there's really no difference. Yeah, they come nowadays. The needles come pretty well ready. Back in the day, we used to do it to try. Hopefully, when you're airbrushing t-shirts, you want to get as little dry needle tip as you can, and barely now my fingers are recovering, but I had a permanent freaking kind of, what do you call it, like a callus, but a built-in callus, where it was from constantly cleaning the needle back in those days, and it was all because of dry tip. So we would try to combat the dry tip as much as possible, and that was mainly the reason why, is to try not to chew up our fingers. You see, now I just come in with the black, maybe hit a little bit of these edges, not everywhere, and it's really going to add to the effect of the translucency. So if I zoom you guys in on the head over here, it starts changing it once you add the black in there.
And you just do a little bit. Now, I honestly wanted to go for like a dark brown, but this will work just fine. A little bit of darkness. Like I said, maybe you want to give them some texture, so now would be the time to kind of work that in as well. So, you know, texture like on the exoskeleton area, kind of.
Now you could use your exoskeleton that you cut out and kind of leave that in place to shade this in. I like using freehand to kind of hit that edge of the brown to kind of make it like less sharp, and just kind of using the black to reinforce kind of what I did. Add in a little bit of texture. Oh, they feel like a prawn?
Oh, that's cool, I guess. Like squishy but tough. Is that the right assessment? I'm just gonna bring a shadow right down this right here. One on this side.
See that shadow there? I just brought in a shadow down, shadow around. I'll do that one on that side. And it's gonna kind of reinforce again what we've already done. We're laying it real nice and light. Giving some textures.
Can you eat?
Can you eat seahorses? Is it weird to that's a thought that came to my head. Just like, maybe they're tasty.
That's so bad. I love seafood, man, so or it's like one of those animals you have to throw it back. I don't know.
I don't know how common they are. Like, are they everywhere? You just catch them and you can just eat them, or is it just like, nah, like they're not even good, so don't even go there. Oh yeah, but back to what I was saying about the dry tip. There's really no way to stop dry tip from happening. Dry tip's gonna happen regardless of what paint you're using, regardless of what your needle looks like, regardless of the pressure. It's just a natural occurring thing from spraying paint with air, is that some of it is gonna dry instantly while some of it's gonna take longer to dry. And just so happens that some of it's going to dry right on the needle. Now you can work with overly reduced paints, but usually when you do that, you're going to, the more reduction, the lower the pressure, and usually the smaller the project. Because if you start over reducing and try and do something big, you're going to take a long time layering to get the right color. And or like on a vehicle, you can't reduce paint that much, because then when it goes out in the sun, that paint will fade right away because it doesn't have proper coverage. So you want to make sure you get proper coverage. Man, people take what I do for granted, man.
You think I just spray paint? There's a lot of consideration into how much paint and where I'm painting and how I'm painting it. Yeah, for artwork though, over reducing is probably okay. You know, it's gonna probably be under fluorescent lights or something. Artwork that's gonna go outside, again, you gotta get proper coverage, or it will fade. Like, no matter what the paint is, if you over reduce it and then you leave it on the sun, more than likely the paint's gonna be too thin to really last. So it's just a thing you gotta keep in mind.
Cool. There we go. There we go. We have our seahorse. Shark is tasty. Yeah, shark is tasty. I did try the shark. That's why I was asking about this. Like, I love seafood, so yeah, I love shark, like octopus, like as long as it's cooked. I don't like anything raw. But you know. Is white the worst for dry tip, or is it just me? Yeah, white is one of those especially colors that likes to dry tip. I used to especially hate the yellow. So this exact yellow, the bright yellow, with spraying shirts, right? And then the thing is that it gets on your needle, but it's like gummy. So you like pulling it off, and it was like, oh man, it would always be the worst when it actually get off. The white, I feel like it dries and it's actually dry. So, you know, if you have a Q-tip or even just your fingers, you pull it off and the whole thing comes off. With this one, it's like you pull it off and then you got to go back and pull off more because some of it's like gummy, like stuck. It's not the same. But as far as any of the colors for shirts, like, you know, yellow, the transparent bright yellow is like one of the best ones. It sticks and it lasts. So yeah, but there you go, guys. There you have my seahorse. Let's take it off of here. Gonna have a whole collection of water animals by the end of the winter. And I get to start the artwork on the Camaro tomorrow today, okay? I get to start the artwork on the Camaro tomorrow finally, after all these projects are now gone. There you go. So there it is. It's looking pretty slick. It's gonna like float around like I'm a seahorse. I can't fight against the current of the water. That kind of thing. Raw mermaid. Justice. Really? You would go there, bro. Pretty clean, less than an hour, is it? Yeah, it's about 50 minutes, 55 minutes, something like that. So yeah, again, if you wanted to go and add more colors to it, maybe a darker brown, maybe, you know, use different browns in general, you know, I would recommend looking at a picture of a real seahorse and then kind of going off the colors of there. There's like pink ones, there's peach ones, there's yellow ones, there's brown ones, like really dark brown ones. There's some that have really nice patterns and have like lines going through and stuff. But again, it's just all which one you like and which one you want to paint. I like the golden ones. They look kind of cool. I don't know. And like I said, they're kind of translucent, so having that white around it gives it that nice cool effect. And that piece right there, I just cut it too much and just every time I rub my finger. But there you go. As always, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys again for all the support, as always. If you like these videos, you want to see more like this, consider again clicking down below in the join button and checking it out and seeing how you can help support the channel. It's, you know, it goes all the way from $2 to $27 a month. It's pretty cheap, nothing crazy, you know. $2, it's, you know, $2 is way more than I'll ever see in advertising. Even if you watch my videos all year long, you're the one person watching all my videos. And yeah, that $2 will probably be way more than I'll ever make off of you watching all my videos all year, to be quite honest with you. The videos get so many views, but the cents, you know, are very, very little cents at a time. So, you know, having that Skull Squad helps the channel and helps bring you guys and keep bringing you guys videos like this. So if you want to see more, it always helps. Again, special thank you to CreateTex. They're over here as well as up here, and I could point with my finger right there, for providing the paint for today's video. You know, some of the paint, obviously. I'm starting to go through some of the colors, but yeah, the Camaro, I'm going to start the artwork on it tomorrow. All of it is sketched in, it's ready, so the videos for that will be dropping soon. The video on the prep is probably going to go up in the next couple days. I just need to work on editing it and finishing it up, and then I could upload that. But then after that, it's smooth sailing, and in another couple weeks it'll be out of here. The finished video will be up. Again, Skull Squad members get early access, so if you want to be one of the first ones to see that, make sure you join up. What else? I think that's it. Special thank you to everybody who showed up in the chat today. Jesus. Why do I want to say Jesus Maldonado. Jesus Maldonado, Stephen Ward, Dennis Cordano, Justice, James Melton, Jim Modesto, all you guys, thank you guys all for being part of Skull Squad, for joining in today. If you didn't join in and you're part of the Skull Squad, thank you later for watching, because I know you will watch it as you always do. If you try this and you want me to see it, down below there's also the link to the image, and there's also a link to the Discord. If you want me to see it, please message me on the Discord or post it up on the Discord, as that's kind of where I kind of go for this kind of things. I don't really check the Facebook groups. I don't like getting a ton of Facebook messages, you know, because I kind of use that stuff for family and stuff. So please, yeah, that's all I ask. Or tag us on social media if you want to do that. Like, that's cool. If you want to post it on Instagram or Facebook, tag us. That's all gravy as well. Thank you guys all for watching. We'll be back next week, like I said, with a kind of a Christmas special. We're going to be doing a little design. I'll probably be freehand. It won't be a how-to, but we'll also be going over some stats for the year, and just seeing how much the channel has grown, and you know what we can expect going forward in the coming year, especially as spring starts coming in and starts getting warmer, because it's pretty cold. And like I said, my heater went out, so all the paint is inside. That's kind of why I didn't have black on hand, because everything is inside. I don't want anything to freeze. It's cold out here. We'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys. Have a good one out there, and we'll see you guys next week. Later.